So I'm sitting here thinking about social media and marketing, and I wasn't, hold on, brain fart. I didn't realize this till I was older, but when I was little, I used to watch a lot of TV. And when I was older, I was like, TV's free. You know what I mean? We don't pay for TV. Like, I didn't grow up with cable, so we didn't pay for TV. I guess you can if you want, like, the other channels or whatever. But I realized that the way that people make money with TV is through ad space. You know what I mean? And so a TV show would come on, let's say you have prime time, 7 p.m. on a weeknight, and it's like, I don't know, Felicity, Dawson's Creek, whatever, TGIF, when those shows used to come on. And so people are watching. And here's how TV shows would make money. They would have commercials. So like a 30-minute slot would be like, I don't know, like 23 or 24 minutes worth of content, worth of an episode. And then, of course, in between the breaks, you would have like 2 or 3 minute commercials. Go put your clothes in the dryer, go to the bathroom, make a snack, whatever you remember. And at some point, it clicked that I don't pay for the TV show with money, but I pay with my attention, because the way that those ad spaces compensate the TV people is the more eyes and attention that you draw in by the content that you offer, the more this time slot in between your show is worth. So I will pay you more for that. And I think that's really interesting, and also something good to understand, not just as somebody who is looking into marketing, but as somebody who is a lot of times in the audience and a consumer. And it's like, oh, our attention is one of our biggest assets and commodities, for good reason. Because literally, you've heard this before, whatever you place your attention on is what grows. Where your energy goes, where your attention goes, energy flows. And that's really true. I've always been really like sensitive to stuff and energies and content in particular. So I am very careful with like what I bring into my awareness, what I'm watching. I don't like having TV on a lot. And I'm really particular about like the movies and things that I watch and the content that I consume. But it has shifted the paradigm of how social media these days and technology has shifted the paradigm of how companies have to get creative now to get people's attention. And I think it's good for us to pay attention to that. Of basically, the game is, where is everybody's attention? It's on the phone, and mostly through social media, and long format on YouTube, right? Like, for example, for me, for YouTube, I pay for YouTube Premium because I don't want to sit through the commercials. I consume most of my content through YouTube because I can curate it through my subscriptions and things like that really easily. And it includes a membership to YouTube Music. So instead of paying for like, something else and Spotify or something else and whatever, I just pay for my YouTube Premium membership, and it includes the music app that I use too. So bonus. But it's just something that I've always been aware of, as far as like their approach and strategy to get my attention, to get everyone's attention. And also now me on the other side of somebody who is creating and sharing that with the world. And so I don't take people's attention lightly. Like I understand that people are busy, and everything is vying for your attention. And so when people sit and listen or watch and engage, I think it's the highest form of compliment that somebody can give you to anything that you created. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any answers. There's not even a question. I was just thinking about how, like, that's so interesting. I think I don't really play inside the boxes. You know what I mean? I know that I could learn like marketing and strategy. I could do that. And it's not that I don't want to do that. It's that I'm a creative, and I honestly feel like me just sharing from my heart when I'm inspired to share and speaking my truth and the resonance of my energy, people who vibe with that are going to vibe with that, period. And it may not happen today or tomorrow or overnight, but eventually the people who are just drawn to me will align together, and that community will be built, you know. And I'm not in a hurry for it. I think for it to be grown organically and in a somewhat like magical way is just the way I want to do it. But all that to say that I know attention is really sacred, because you could be doing anything else, you know, but you're here. Anyways, have a good day.